So we'll have, within the next 5 minutes, 4 finals underway. It's unusual for the first 2 events in a morning program to be finals, but that's how it is panning out here this morning. Quite long events as well, particularly the 10,000 meters, which for T12 is one of the longest running field events of the week's action. I remember we're not with you next Sunday, which is the final day here because of the marathons, which for an event like this, very difficult to film, and some athletes will be in London for a special parasport event there at the Olympic Stadium to mark the year's anniversary of London 2012. So this is the men's discus throw. It is F42. The bronze medalist from the last World Championships, Christchurch 2011, is Marianos Liaktos of Greece. Jaideep of India has a personal best of 40.48 and should be competitive. Champion at London 2012 is Aled Davis of Great Britain. Won gold there and was the silver medalist in Christchurch at the last World Championships 2 years ago behind Gina de Keersmaeker of Belgium, who is not represented at these championships. For France, Eric Etienne should be competitive as well. He's got a very good personal best of a 38.66. Will have a prospect of maybe getting another French medal here. So that's the first of 3 field finals about to get underway. We also have the men's shot put, F52, F53. The man to beat is Aigoas Apines of Latvia, who won bronze yesterday in the discus. He's the world record and championship record holder, winning gold at both London 2012 and the last World Championships in Christchurch, where the bronze medalist was Ales Kisi of the Czech Republic. Scott Severn of the United States won bronze in London. John Fernandez of Greece won bronze in Beijing. And Georgios Karaminas of Greece won silver in Athens 2004 in his home Paralympic Games. This is the event where athletes have a certain number of throws per round. A lovely lyrical backdrop this morning. As welcome, you don't get that at every championship. And to get us underway in the track, it is the final straight away of the men's 10,000 meters T12. All of these men featured in the 5,000 meters earlier in the week. El Amin Chentouf is very much the man to watch as he broke away in the last 2 5,000 meters finals here earlier in the week and at London 2012. Virtuoso stuff, went all the way to win. Nasser Eddine Karfas of Algeria finished 5th. Sorry, he didn't. He won the bronze medal in the 5,000 meters of the weekend for Algeria. They're having a good games. The man who finished 5th was Gustavo Nieves Cambeyo. I will try and avoid saying Neve Campbell in the same way that Carly Salmon. I've done well in not saying Carly Simon so far. Luis Sapien of Mexico. He finished 6th in the T11 5,000 meters final, but there's no equivalent of that for the 10,000. And El Amin Chentouf, if you've been with us this week, you will definitely recognize him. Broke away from the gun in the 10,000 meters, in the 5,000 meters to win gold. So is he going to do the same in the 10,000? Luis Sapien is the only man with a guy. That's Mario Santillan. So the longest track event of the week is about to get underway. So this, the men's 10,000 meters T12. It's Nasser Eddine Karfas of Algeria, Gustavo Nieves Cambeyo of Spain, Luis Sapien of Mexico with his guide Mario Santillan, and for Morocco, the 5,000 meters champion, both here this week. And look, he's got away already. And he did it in London 2012 as well. That was El Amin Chentouf. Well, he did it fantastically in the 5,000 meters. And it was an astonishing sight. And he did it in London as well. And he's done it already in the 10,000 meters here. He'll be the first around the track after 400 metres. There'll still be 25 laps to go and he's in the lead. And I wonder how that will change in each of the next 25 laps. I suspect very little. It's Nasser Eddine Karfas who's in second place, who won bronze in that 5,000, in which Elamine Chantouf broke away to win gold right from the gun. He's done the same here. Seems to only know one way of running now. Karfas is second for Algeria. Third for Spain is Nieves Cabello. And fourth, close behind, is Luis Sapien. And right now, that looks as if that might be the battle of the day, because he's got away straight off, right from the gun as Elamine Chantouf. We've seen him do this before this week and last year. He's run 600 metres. He's already got a lead of around 60, 70 metres. And he guided it well in the 5,000. And I wonder if he's going to do it in the 10,000 as well. Wait and see. We shall monitor with great interest.
Got the discus going on as well. This is the men's F42 discus. Here's a bit of live action for you. Gets the white flag. Both ends there. While we're waiting for the measure. It's the Swede, Al Jabouri. Mohamed Al Jabouri, his season's best 36.78, personal best 39.69. And that is 37.21, so that is a season's best for him. Chantouf way out in the lead in that 10,000 metres T12. And I have a feeling we might see quite a bit of the discus, because I think we pretty much know the result of the Chantouf race.
Well, it's quite remarkable, because you can see the athletes in third and fourth at the bottom of your picture, and Chantouf will be a little speck right at the top in the top left. We have women's discus action as well in the F54, 55, 56. We'll introduce you to the athletes here. This is the event where they all get locked into place and take a series of throws all at once. The gold medalist in Christchurch, the defending champion, is Marianne Bugenhagen of Germany. Also won this title in Beijing 2008. The shot put gold medal was won by Martina Willing, her German compatriot. Also have the bronze medalist from 2011 here, Tatjana Majsen of Slovenia. That is Willing, actually, along with Bugenhagen. Bugenhagen is on the left, Willing is on the right. And that's Tatjana Majsen. And if you look at the national crest very closely, you'll see mountains. Very mountainous country, Slovenia. It's right at the eastern tip of the Alps, with a man who's already hit his peak very well, spectacularly, as usual, is Elamine Chantouf. I wonder if our colleague Craig Spence is just going to go down and give him the gold medal now, because it would save us a lot of running, and him too, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm presenting the gold medals, I think, in this race. So yeah, let's get it done now, and then we can have a bit of a rest. But I think he wants the national anthem and all that malarkey.
Craig Spence joining us up here in the commentary position for this race. He's the Director of Communications at the IPC. We'll have a chat with Craig in a minute about some of the big races on the way. This is Fu of China in the discus. Throws that a long way. Somewhere around about the 35-metre mark, he gets the white flag. And once we've got the measurement from this, we'll have a chat with Craig and just look ahead to some of the sprinting. There's some fantastic sprinting on the way with Jared Wallace, Johnny Peacock, Richard Brown, Richard Whitehead, Scott Reardon, Heinrich Popov all in action. And it's going to be a great day for fans of sprinting. Fu Yanlong, 35.75, scratches the back of his head. I'm not sure he's that happy. So let's have a chat with Craig. Craig, a great day of sprinting ahead.
Yeah, the leg amputee sprinters will take centre stage today. First up, just before 4 o'clock, is Richard Whitehead. Richard is the Paralympic and defending world champion here, over 200 metres in the T42 class. That is a leg amputee above knee. Richard yesterday sent out a warning to his rivals by breaking the championship record. He strolled the last 30 metres, and he said he's in world record form, which is quite ominous for his rivals. A few weeks ago, Richard got disqualified at the IPC Athletics Grand Prix final in Birmingham due to a false start, which has given his rivals of Scott Reardon and Heinrich Popov some hope.
Let's just have a look at this discus throw. This is Tom Habshed of Luxembourg, around about just under the 40-metre mark.
Should be the lead. Marinos Fliaktos of Greece leads, 39.02. Mohamed Al-Jabouri currently second for Sweden with a season's best, 37.21. And Fu Yanlong, who we saw just now for China, 35.75. It's just one category, which means it's distance and not points. I can tell you, by the way, in the 10,000 metres, we're not too far away. 20 laps to go, and athletes are about to get lapped by our leader.
Which is quite extraordinary. Chen Toof is a phenomenal athlete. What was Richard Whitehead disqualified for then recently at the Grand Prix?
He did a false start, and Richard does a standing start, and he actually said, he joked in the media zone, the mix zone yesterday, that he'd never done as much media after a disqualification in his life, because Richard's one of the most popular athletes in the British team. He's their team captain. And I think he's really keen to come out tomorrow and show his rivals today what he's made of. After this event, Richard's doing a great fundraising initiative where he's going to try and do a number of marathons each day and run from London to John O'Groats, which is a great achievement.
And how do you false start then? Because he's not in blocks or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just overbalanced on his prosthetics and he's disqualified. And that day, Heinrich Popov won. And Heinrich was joking afterwards, saying, I'm so used to running 160 metres and then watching Richard pass me that it felt really strange to be running against him and not to see him.
So that's coming up at 3:54, just before 4 o'clock Central European time. Richard Whitehead, and I guess Heinrich Popov would be one of his rivals, Scott Reardon as well, but they'd really need Richard Whitehead to make a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, Scott and Heinrich are really good over the 100. Their battle on Friday is going to be an absolute classic. And but both of them, I mean, Scott yesterday broke the championship record, and he said to me after that race, he said, look, if Richard puts a foot wrong, I'm there to hopefully take the gold.
Eric Etienne of France just throwing there in the discus. His opening throw 33.90.
Well, we're just about to see something absolutely ridiculous in the men's 10,000 metres, because we now have a runner who's been lapped, and that runner's in 4th place. And we've got 18 laps to go, which is 7,200 metres. We haven't even run 3,000 metres here. And at the 3,000 metre mark, the 3rd placer, who is Gustavo Nieves Campeo, is about to be lapped by Elamin Chentoof as well.
So at that rate, he could actually get lapped 3 times. If he's been lapped in 3,000 metres, after 9,000 metres, he will lap him for the 3rd time, which is quite phenomenal. Let's just stay with the discus. We'll have more with Craig in just a moment. It's a decent throw. Leading the discus competition at the moment, Tom Habshed of Luxembourg, ahead of Marinos Fliaktos of Greece. And it's Mohamed Al-Jabouri of Sweden. 39.73, the best throw so far. 39.02 in the silver position. 37.21, which is a season's best for the Swede. Puts him in the bronze position just at the moment. So 5 to 4, make sure you join us, Central European time, for that Richard Whitehead final. What are the other big finals on today?
Well, we've got the T43 and the T44 men's 100 metres races, probably the blue ribbon event of the Lyon 2013. First up is the T43, which is for double below knee leg amputees. It's likely that race will be a straight battle between Alan Oliveira, who we saw on Sunday night breaking the 200 metres world record. He's going to be racing the American Blake Leaper. Now, Blake used to be the world record holder with 10.91 seconds, a record he jointly held with Oscar Pistorius. And then at the IPC Athletics Grand Prix in Berlin last month, Oliveira ran a storming 10.77 to become the world's fastest leg amputee. So I think the world record could go in that race this afternoon.
Let's just catch up with Will. What's happening to Chentoof? I'm guessing he's leading.
Well, if you had a wide shot here, you'd see 2 athletes right behind him and you'd think it was a tight race, but it's not, because he's already lapped them. It's Elamin Chentoof who leads. There's something like half a lap, 3/4 of a lap back then to the Algerian Nessaruddin Carvas, and the rest are about a lap and a half behind now. 3rd place, it's Gustavo Nieves Campeo of Spain and Luis Appian of Mexico. with the guide, is in 4th place. This man's on his way very easily to the gold medal in the 10,000 metres, surely without any doubt at all.
So we've also got some shot put action on the way. A reminder in the discus, Tom Havscheid of Luxembourg in the lead in the discus. But this is the shot put, which is just getting underway, and it's the Greek competitor, Gerasimos Vaironis, and this is his 4th throw. He's so far thrown a season's best, 7:36, followed that with 7:06 and 7:29. Now, in this shot put competition, each competitor gets 6 throws, and then the next competitor gets 6 throws. It's just to do with setting up the chair correctly. It would take a long time if they alternated to get the chairs set up correctly. And this will be his 4th throw. Can he go any better than 7:36? Yeah, that looks like a decent throw. Not sure he's that happy with it. Competitors from Latvia, Czech Republic, Slovakia, USA, Russia, and 3 Greeks in this competition. They do very well in this. This is the first of them to throw. Varayonis gets 7:21, so that's not an improvement on his opening throw. So just chatting again to Craig Spence, Alan Oliveira was a real star in London, perhaps didn't get the credit he deserved, and he's really coming into his own now.
Yeah, he has the potential to be the face of the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. He's only young, I think he's only 20 or 21, and he's an absolute superstar. I mean, he took nearly 0.6 seconds off Oscar Pistorius' 200 metres world record on Sunday. Quite an achievement. I jokingly asked him in the mixed zone, should Usain Bolt be worried? And he said, yeah, he should. He said, there's no reason why a Paralympian can't be the fastest man on earth. And at the rate he's going, you wouldn't put it past him. He's quite a character as well. He actually proposed to his girlfriend in the mixed zone, so he went and smashed the world record, then went to Brazilian TV Globo and proposed to his girlfriend, and she said yes. So he had quite a day.
That seems to be quite a Brazilian tradition. I remember, was it Nascimento at the London Games proposed to his girlfriend after winning his first gold, then he won a second one and then got a hamstring injury.
Yeah, it was quite a mixed bag, wasn't it, for Nascimento? I mean, he does that great celebration which we saw yesterday where he does the cartwheel. I mean, the 200 metres yesterday was an amazing race. But, you know, it seems to be the Brazilian way, so let's see what he does tonight if he wins the 100 against Blake Leaper.
Stay with us, Craig. We need you to help us fill the gaps in the with the chat in this race, because I think Will would struggle to commentate for another 14 laps, just telling you that the same chap is in the lead. Let's go back to the track. Will, how's he getting on? Chentuf?
Well, he's still well ahead, but this is the 6th throw for Vrionis in the men's shot put final. He's the first to go, and it is the 8 men who have 6 throws in a row in this category. There are other higher up categories in the 50s in which it's 3 throws. The championship record is 10 metres for Happiness of Latvia. So Vrionis would be a big ask for him. It is down to points, by the way, in this category, because it's multi-category events, and that's his best throw so far, 7 metres 37. He's the first to throw, so he has to be in first place.
And Happiness will be the 7th thrower, so we guarantee you on this programme that there will be Happiness later.
Well, there's Happiness coming for Elamine Chentuf of Morocco. He's well in the lead, and the way things are going, he's very close to lapping the second placer, who himself has now just lapped the back marker Louis Sapien. And Elamine Chentuf is set to lap Sapien for the second time. He's just going to come into shot now alongside his guide, Mario Santillan. So the men in shot going through 2nd, 4th and 1st. And this is the man right down on his own in the lead, Elamine Chentuf. And he can see the second placer right in front of him, who goes through the finishing line now with 13 laps to go. And Elamine Chentuf will have 12.
Do you know much about it?
Well in front. Second placer is Nassereddin Karfas, who's way over on the back straight. He's only got a lead right now of around 50 or 60 metres before he is now lapped And for the second time, Louis Sapien is lapped by Elamine Chantouf of Morocco. The third placer, Gustavo Nieves Cambejo, is close to being lapped himself, by the way, by Nasseruddin Karfas. Right now, they're all in the back straight, but some people have got 13 laps to go, some 12, some 14. This man is our leader, though, Elamine Chantouf. Gold in the 5,000 earlier this week. When he did this, he's beginning to lap athletes quite early on. Started to lap them with only around 4 laps gone here. Won the 5,000 metres gold in 2012 as well. So right now the men in shot, third, second and first respectively, and that is the second placer you can see right in the front of your shot, the Algerian Nasseruddin Karfas, who is about to lap the third placer, and he himself is about to be lapped also by the leader Elamine Chantouf. Not sure I've ever seen a race like this before. 11 laps to go for the leader.
We'll keep the pictures going of how Chantouf goes, and we'll go back and have some discus action and some shot action. Let's just finish with chatting with Craig about the sprinting. We've talked about the T42 200 metres with the T43 100 metres, and then the T44 100 metres. Johnny Peacock and Richard Brown, and a bit of a rivalry between those two.
Yeah, this is a great race that I cannot wait to. Johnny Peacock used to be the world record holder. He'd run 10.85. Richard Brown equalled that at a meeting in America a few weeks ago, and an unofficial time it wasn't a sanctioned IPC competition. Johnny Peacock started it. He tweeted by saying, do it from the front and do it when it matters, which was, I think, a reference to the fact that Johnny's always out on his own leading, and obviously he'd won the gold medal in London. Richard then basically came out with a great quote which said, "I'd love to knock Johnny off his pedestal in Lyon." And since then, he's been quite vocal in what he's going to do here. He's been saying that he's going to break the world record, that he's going to take gold. Even on Friday, he was saying the same thing at a launch press conference. He has actually been able to...
Something significant about to happen here, because our leader in the men's 10,000 metres final is about to overtake the second placer. So it is a 400-metre lead exactly for Elamine Chantouf over Nasseruddin Karfas of Algeria. And now, basically, Karfas has to overtake Elamine Chantouf twice to get the gold.
Have you ever seen that before? I've never seen that.
It reminds me of my school sports day.
Yeah, so Johnny Peacock and Richard Brown. Who do you think will win that one?
It's going to be a difficult one, it really is. I mean, obviously, Richard broke the world record yesterday. He showed that rather than just doing talking, he's a good runner as well. He ran 10.83. It'll be difficult race. I mean, Brown seemed to be the one who exerted most energy yesterday. Peacock got a bad start. He was very disappointed with himself at the end of the race, but he still ran 10.87, which is the second fastest time he's ever done. It's going to be an absolute classic, but it's not going to be a two-horse race between the two of them. Don't discount Jared Wallace, who won the 200 metres gold on Sunday night. Jerome Singleton will be there or thereabouts. Jerome is the current defending champion. And Anu Farid, the South African, will also be in with a shout.
And just go back to the discus briefly. This is the women's discus, and let's have a look at the best throws so far. It's happening, the discus and the shot put happening at the moment. This is the lead throw. It's the Egyptian. And it's Shema Gaba. And 23.71. Was the fifth of her six.
This one.
So the 10,000 metres continues with Chantouf way ahead.
Well, there's been a development in this as well, which we hope to show you very shortly, but we'll stay with the field events for the moment. We'll keep you in suspense about what's happened in the 10,000 metres, but I'll just say one thing, it's not been at the front.
These are the standings then in the men's discus throw. 41.07 for Phylaktos of Greece. Ovcharov of Bulgaria, 39.95, and Tom Habscheid, who was in the lead, is now dropped down to third, 39.73. Walid Ahmed, Mohamed Al-Jabouri and Fuyan Long of China in the top 6 there. This is the guy in third place at the moment, Tom Habscheid. He was leading for a while, 39.73. This is his second attempt.
Le Luxembourgeois Tom Habscheid, troisième de ce concours pour l'instant, qui se présente dans l'air de lancer.
Around about the 40-metre mark, just over, I think.
Yes, I've just seen if you have a shot of it.
Third place at the moment. Let's just get a replay of that. Round about the 40-metre mark, he almost hits the line. Just 8 centimetres short in the end. 39.92. So let's just quickly go back to Craig Spence. Did you give me an answer? Who's going to win, Johnny Peacock or Richard Brown? You made a joke about Sports Day. Who's going to win? Come on.
I'm not going to give you an answer.
Peacock or Brown? Come on.
I'm not giving you an answer.
This is the one we want to know, Craig. Come on, you're the Director of Communications for the IPC. Who's going to win? One word, Peacock or Brown?
Ask me around 1959 after the race.
He won't give me an answer, so let's go back to Will.
Now, we've had a major development in the men's 10,000 metres. The man who was in 4th place and was 2 laps behind Elamine Chantouf, our runaway leader from Morocco, quite simply decided to pull out of the race. That was about a lap to go, which means the 3 medalists, all they have to do is finish the race.
Let's talk about
and they will get a medal.
Like infographics on our
Elamine
Facebook page and
Chantouf is leading by a full lap and a quarter over Nassereddine Carfas of Algeria. And then there's another lap back to Gustavo Nieves Campello of Spain. And it's very disappointing for him because he was 2 laps behind the leader. He'd been lapped as well by the second placer. And Louis Sapien, I think quite wisely just decided in the end, I'm not going to get anything out of this. So he and his guide, Mario Santillan, both decided to withdraw. Now, he finished 6th in the 5,000 metres final, which was a little bit closer in terms of the silver and the bronze. But right now, we've one man out in the road. I'm not sure the athletes have got an opportunity to look across and work out where the rest are. But if Gustavo Nieves Campello, all he has to do is basically finish, and he will get the bronze medal because there's only 3 left in the track.
Let's go back to the discus and see what's happening there. This is Casper Schutt of South Africa. Casper is F42, as are all the competitors in this. His first throw was 27.95. He's lying in 9th position. This is his second throw. Way off the lead at the moment. And I'm not sure that that will be an improvement on his first. He gets the white flag. So 5 laps to go in the 10,000 metres. We will go back to that for the exciting conclusion of that. That is a foul. Let me just chat more with Craig Spence, Director of Communications from the IPC. Lots of different ways now with communicating with fans of sport, and I know the Facebook page is a big one with all the different graphics you can get now.
Yeah, what we've done ahead of today's finals is create a number of infographics which are available at twitter.com/IPC Athletics or facebook.com/IPC Athletics. The great graphics, it shows how the T43 world record has come down over the years, the same for the T44 world record. We're having to update that record obviously after Richard Brown's time yesterday. But one of the best infographics that's available today on our Twitter is it shows how since 1996 the men's 100 metres has got faster and a lot closer, and we'll be updating that after tonight's race. But if anyone's wanting sort of like behind the scenes pictures from Lyon 2013, they should look at our Twitter account, IPC Athletics. And there's also, you should use the hashtag Lyon 2013. It's the hashtag that all the athletes are using, and you'll be able to see some great pictures and some great updates from the athletes because they're just sat in the hotel at the moment and they're all on Twitter.
Aled Davis, we've just seen there from Great Britain, who has just had 2 no throws. Aled, we've already seen him on the podium this week, but 2 no throws so far in the discus. This is Walid Ahmed, currently in 4th place. Thrown 37.90 with his first throw. Turns. Is this going to be better than 37.90? It's around about the same, I would say. Walks out the back, so he's obviously happy that it's worth measuring. And this is the way that the Paralympic sport is going to spread, isn't it? Through social media, Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, last year, after the Paralympic Games, Twitter said that Paralympics was the biggest trending sporting event of the year, beating the Olympics and any Manchester United football game, which is a great achievement, especially against a club like Manchester United, who some people like, some people hate. I'm one of them. We have to say that, I mean, it's great to follow the athletes as well. So I'm just looking at the Twitter now. Richard Brown, who goes by the name of @winged_foot. He's just woken up, so he's retweeting some of his good luck messages for tonight. But you should also follow @Johnny Peacock this evening, because Johnny's a phantom tweeter, and no doubt he'll be tweeting during the day about how he's feeling and when he's on the warm-up track. And it gives a good insight to behind the scenes and what the athletes do in the build-up to a major World Championship race.
And just last question, because there's only 3 laps left to go, so we ought to go back and give Chen Tu what he deserves. What's the best way of finding out the names of the Twitter names of all the athletes? Is it to go to IPC Athletics and see where they post on there?
Yeah,
or?
if you go onto, or even if you go onto our Twitter page, we've got various Twitter lists for the athletes. But we're trying to use the usernames of all our athletes in the tweets that we're tweeting them about them. But the big races are this afternoon, and hopefully they'll live up to the expectation.
And all those behind-the-scenes pictures, is that you taking them?
It's a few of us. We're posting some pictures on Instagram as well, which is our username there is Paralympics. So check them out. You'll see some pictures that you don't see in the newspapers.
Yeah, well, that's the way to follow it all, and put a message on IPC Athletics, and both me and Will monitor that on our laptops here, and so if we see something interesting from anywhere in the world, we will give you a message. Craig, thanks for coming in and sharing that 10,000 metres with us. And let's go back and see if there's any chance of Chen Tu winning this race. What do you think, Will?
Well, it's been an incredible 10,000 metres, and Chen Tu has lapped the 3rd placer, Gustavo Nieves Cabello, at least twice, maybe 3 times. To be frank, I've lost count by this stage. He has lapped the 2nd placer, Nassine Eddine Carfas of Algeria. It means that for the penultimate time on the final straight, Elamine Chen Tu has 1 lap to go. Carfas has 2, Nieves Cabello at least 3. And it has been, well, virtuoso is the word we've used the whole time, and nothing else is appropriate. Elamine Chen Tu takes the bell. He's got 1 lap to go. I really don't envy the man with the bell, because he has to try and work out how much time the rest have to do. They do allow in Formula 1, as soon as the winner crosses the line, the race stops. And if drivers have been lapped, then they simply pull in and it's recorded. Well, they were 1 lap down, so if the winner does 70 laps, they do 69. If you lap twice, you do 68, and that's the end of it. So there's something like 3 laps to go as he passes the finishing line now for Gustavo Nieves Cabello. But look, this race is only about 1 man, and he's got 200 metres to go, and it's going to be another gold medal for Morocco, and for the 5,000 metres world champion, and the 5,000 metres Paralympic Games champion is going to do it at 10,000 metres. This is not a Paralympic Games event, by the way. It's only run at World Championships. This is the highest level, the biggest race in 10,000 metres at T12 at Parasport level. And Elamine Chen Tu, who won the 5,000 at the weekend, has won the 10,000 in similar fashion. The gun, he went away, and he wins. 29:38.87. Guess what? It's a new world record. A new world champion, Elamine Chen Tu. Fabulous victory. Adair Santos won this 2 years ago. Elamine Chen Tu wins it in 2013, and to be absolutely frank, he had it won after 50 metres, and the other 9,950, it was a procession. He's a great athlete, and to be honest with you, I mean, it's not a bad time. It's 29:38, and there's no reason why he could not be a regular entry in the IAAF circuit, and he would certainly fit in Moscow next month. Second man coming in is Gustavo Nieves Cabello, but he still has a few laps to go. Nassereddine Carfas of Algeria makes his way through There is 0 on the screen in front of him, so this should be it, but I think he still has a lap left. This is the bell for him. Still has a lap to go. There's Nasser-Eddine Karfas, and there's another lap being done now by Elamin Chentuf, and that's the lap of honour.
And Chentuf, I've just done a few quick sums here, Will. He's taken 1 minute 17 off the championship record, and he's taken an amazing 50 seconds off the world record, because before the world record was 30:24:88, the championship record's 30:45:57. So he's the first man under 30 minutes with a time of 29:38. That is absolutely phenomenal. Nearly a minute off the world record and a minute 17 off the championship record.
Well, it is a truly incredible time. And, well, when you consider that in Daegu 2 years ago in the IAAF World Championships, the 10,000 metres was won in just around 27.5 minutes. He's not really that far behind. He's only maybe 2 laps behind in terms of the best of the best. There's still a couple of laps left for Nieves Kambeo, but this is it. It's going to be second place for Nasser-Eddine Karfas. He took the bronze in the 5,000. It's the silver in the 10,000. 31:53 is his time. And to be absolutely frank, there were 20 starters in the final in Daegu of the IAAF World Championship. And Juan Carlos Romero of Mexico finished 16th in a time that corresponds with Elamin Chentuf, so quite frankly he would have a place in the final in Moscow, and he can only get quicker. They are happy to have T13 athletes, because we see Jason Smith on the IAAF circuit. No real reason, if Elamin Chentuf gets even quicker, why he couldn't run on that circuit all the more. Still a little bit of work to do for Gustavo Nieves Kambeo, but he has to finish in order to get his medal. Otherwise it's just gold and silver. So he can walk around, he can take as much time as he likes. Not sure he's actually taken the bell yet. He might still have 1 lap yet to go, which shows you just what a gulf in class there is between Elamin Chentuf and the rest. And here comes the bell. Still 1 lap to go for him. He was lapped, I think, 3 times by Elamin Chentuf, and he's going to win the bronze medal. 3rd best athlete in the world, and yet this man, who is the best in his class, with a world record broken by in and around 45 seconds. It's a remarkable feat. And Nieves Kambeo still has 200 metres to go. And at the end of this morning session, he will be on the rostrum. You can understand the frustration for Louis Sapien. It's unusual for a 4th-placed athlete in any major world championship final just to say there is no point to this. And wander off the track. But he found himself trailing behind this man. Season's best for Nieves Kambeo is a 31:41, which was competitive. His personal best is 30:24. He's the world record holder for T12. Well, that's gone now. And his race is over, and he wins the bronze medal. Nieves Kambeo, the bronze for Spain. Nasser-Eddine Karfas, the silver for Algeria. But my word, what a gold medalist we have in Elamin Chentuf. It's perfect stride, it's a time trial. It's out for a Sunday morning jog. Just keeping the same pace. I'd love to see the breakdown in terms of laps, to be quite frank, because they must have been very similar all the way. .5,000 metres was 14:41, and just a rough calculation, the second 5,000 metres was 14:57. So he didn't really slow that much at all. Silver for Nasser-Eddine Karfas. Well, that'll be a nice silver medal to add to his career collection. And then Gustavo Nieves Cumbeo takes the bronze medal. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever seen a race like that before in my life. Nieves Cumbeo was 3 laps down and still is the 3rd best athlete in the world, which just tells you how good the number 1 is. And if he'd actually pushed it a little bit more, Elamin Shentuf, he actually would have been faster than some of the times in that World Championship final in Daegu, the IAAF World Championship final 2 years ago. New world record, 29 minutes, 38.85. Shentuf, Kavas, Nieves Cumbeo, the 1, 2, 3, and Louis Sapien did not finish.
So not the most exciting of races, perhaps from a point of view of who's going to win, but actually a real moment in history there. 29.38. We have just seen the first man go under 30 minutes in the T12 category, taking 50 seconds off the world record and 1:17 off the championship record. We've got some discus action for you going on at the moment. This is Kasper Schut. He's ranked 9 at the moment, and this is his 3rd throw. His second one was actually a no throw. 27.95, the best he's achieved so far. Got the 800 meters T11 final coming up on the track, so there will be plenty more track action. Got some brilliant sprinting today later on. Kasper's fouled again. Slaps his leg, he's not happy with himself, the South African, Kasper Schut. Next up, it will be Eric Etienne of France. His best so far, 36.24. Got a couple of discus competitions going and shot put as well. And then the men's 800 meters T11 will be the next event on the track. Interest for Colombia, Turkey, Brazil and Chile. Is Alan Davis, the Welshman, F42. Had 2 no throws so far. But he is on the board now, 36.81 for Aled Davis. So the 800 meters T11 final, this is for the totally blind runners, so they will have guides. Christian Valenzuela of Chile, Odair Santos of Brazil. It's William Souza of Colombia and Hassan Hussein Kaka of Turkey. There's Valenzuela of Chile in the red with his guide Rodrigo Malado, personal best of 2:06.03. One of the many Santoses with us at these games, that's Odair Santos, and would you believe it, his guide is Carlos Santos. Enormous support in the stand for him, 1:58.47 his personal best. William Sosa of Colombia set his personal best early this season, 2:04.87. And his guide is Cesar Chavarro Diaz. And from Turkey, Hassan Hussein Kaka, with his guide Muhammed Ugar Kakir. Kakar and Kakir from Turkey. Pleasing little ring to it. On the marks, T11 800 meters final. They're asking for quiet in the stadium. Just pushing Valenzuela of Chile's feet just back behind the blocks. The official gets out of the way, and they're off nice and cleanly. Valenzuela of Chile in the red, Santos of Brazil outside him in green, Souza of Colombia in the yellow, and Kaka of Turkey in the red with the red shorts. And it's the Turk who's going very well in the outside lane at the moment. All pretty much together here, but Kaka of Turkey in the outside lane. And now it breaks, and it's Kakar of Turkey who leads the Moy ahead of the Colombian Sosa, Santos of Brazil, and Valenzuela of Chile bringing up the rear at the moment. 2 laps of the track, this one. Kakar going extremely well, being guided today by Mohamed Ugar Kakir. They have a personal best time of 2 minutes 5:07. Odair Santos of Brazil, his personal best is some 7 seconds faster than that, so he should be in with a shout. But at the moment, he's tucked up right behind, but he's looking ominously poised as they come up to take the bell. It's Kakar of Turkey. The Brazilians just easing past the Colombians. Santos of Brazil tucked in, looking very good. And are they going to go now on the bend? His guide says yes, they are. The 2 Santoses are trying to get past, but response there from Kakar of Turkey. It's Kakar of Turkey in the lead from Santos of Brazil, and again the Brazilian guide leads his man past him. This time they're past. Kakar of Turkey overtaken by Santos of Brazil. It's Santos from Kakar, and now Valenzuela from Chile moving into the bronze medal position. Santos of Brazil, he's got the fastest time in the race. He's looking pretty good here as they go round the middle of the final bend. It's going to be Santos of Brazil. They're easing away now. But who's going to get the bronze? Because the Colombians coming back now on the Turk. It's going to be Santos of Brazil, and a great battle developing for the silver medal, and the Colombians coming past. Sosa of Colombia has come past. It's going to be Sosa of Colombia who gets the silver, but it's a win for Santos of Brazil with his guide, who's also called Santos, in a time of 2 minutes 0.52. Just over 2 minutes dead, and a great battle for silver, but Sosa of Colombia has got it. Kakar of Turkey, who led for most of the race, he ends up with the bronze medal, and Valenzuela of Chile finishes 4th. So a season's best for Santos. Odair Santos of Brazil gets a season's best time for him of half a second over 2 minutes, 2:00.5. And then William Sosa setting a personal best, the Colombian, to overtake the Turk for the silver, 2:03.53. And Kakar of Turkey, a personal best, 2 minutes 4.88. So a good race there, but it was pretty much what we expected to happen. Santos of Brazil, Odair Santos, guided by Carlos Santos, with a season's best for him. So that will be another gold medal for Brazil, who are having a great games. Quite a few countries doing well here. Great Britain's doing very well. Ukraine, America, as you'd expect.
Nossa!
Oh,
obrigado, meu Deus! Essa medalha veio de bônus, cara. Foi concedida por Deus.
Well, he sounded very happy there. Odair Santos. Confirmation of the result then. It's gold for Brazil, Odair Santos, silver for Colombia's William Sosa, and Turkey's Hassan Hussein Kakar gets the bronze.
And the interesting thing about Odair Santos was he had been the previous champion of the men's 10,000 metres, succeeded in that remarkable race by Elamin Shantuf, where he lapped the entire field, some athletes 3 or 4 times. Now we have action in the field, and this is the men's shot put for F46. Everybody throws once in rotation. Yet again, a strong field. They've been very fortunate in terms of this event to get the medalists from London 2012 all here. That includes the champion from London, Nikita Prokhorov of Russia, the bronze medalist Thomas Rybicz of Poland, Sosolito Sikeme of France, who finished 4th in Christchurch 2 years ago, is also here. 15:68, the world record set by Prokhorov last year and winning his London 2012 crown. 14:02 is his season's best, which has been surpassed by a lot of this field. So that's one to watch. It should actually be over quite quickly. There are 9 finalists, and they each throw in rotation, that being F46. Now, do you know what we haven't had yet this morning? Medal ceremony. We have 9 of them this morning. This is the first, and this is for the women's long jump. A T20 which was very well contested yesterday. And we had a world record in this.
The medals will be presented by
Poland, Russia and Croatia taking the medals overall, and Elena Maronic of Ukraine. She was well in the hunt for a medal in London and well in the hunt in Lyon, but has missed out here.
Bronze medalist representing Croatia.
Médaille de bronze représentant la Croatie,
Michaela Rostowski of Croatia claims the bronze medal, 5 meters 27. Fight for the minor medals was strong, only 11 centimeters between second and fourth. And Rostowski receiving proudly her bronze and her Lion.
Silver medalist representing the Russian Federation.
Médaille d'argent représentant la Fédération de Russie,
For Russia, Kristina Zhukova of Russia, 5 meters 30. Only bested Rostowski by 3 centimeters, but it was enough to get silver.
Gold medalist and world champion representing Poland.
médaille d'or, champion du
And with a
monde,
new world record,
Karolina Kucharski.
it was a world-class jump, 6 meters 09 for Karolina Kucharski of Poland. She's the world champion, she gets the gold medal. Would probably get her in the top 6 of most national able-bodied long jump finals. Would have been top 6 in Spain. Referred to Elamin Chentuf during the 10,000 meters, that his actual winning time
Ladies and gentlemen,
would have been world-class enough for him to be in the field for Daegu in the World Championships there 2 years ago. Poland get the gold in this. Their golden girl is Karolina Kucharski.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world champion medalist.
It's a well-deserved Polish gold. And Kucharski, another of these athletes that if she hadn't thought about it already, might be persuaded to try the IAAF circuit as well as this one. Poland now 4 gold medals here and 9 in all. So 2 gold medals decided so far today. Elamin Chentuf of Morocco winning the men's 10,000 meters T12. There's Santos, the men's 800 T11. Impressively.
For fans of medal ceremonies, the next one will be just before 11 o'clock for the women's shot put, the F37, and the men's Javelin F41 medal ceremony on the way. And once they've cleared the track, we will have some more action for you, some sprinting, and we'll go back to the shot put and see what's happening there as well. Matthias Schultz leading the shot put at the moment, Kenneth Trudgeon, and then Mama Meskin, but it's the women's 100 meters T12 next.
Yes, there are 4 heats in this. It's only the winner automatically qualifying for the semi-finals and the next 4 fastest losers.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing
Very
the
strong,
for
stacked
heat 1 of the
opening
women's
heat,
100
because it
meters
features
T12.
2 of the 3 medalists from the last World Championships in Christchurch. Hanka Kolnikova, silver medalist in Christchurch.
Lane 3.
12:64 is her personal best, which is the second fastest. It's T12 for those of medium visual impairment of the three categories here. T13 is the best vision, T11 none. Losne Nokute of Lithuania, 14:27 her personal best. Linda Hamri of Algeria, 13:42 hers. Eva Chama of Spain, bronze medalist, Beijing 2008 and Christchurch 2 years ago, but didn't get in the medals in this category at London 2012. Gold medalist from that is in the next heat. But they're well stretched out for this first heat of the women's 100 meters. The T12s, Skolnikova of Slovakia, Nokute of Lithuania, Hamri of Algeria, and Chama of Spain. Only the winner is guaranteed to progress. Kolnikova and Chama, medalists from the last World Championships Christchurch. Away the first time of asking. Kolnikova, really good start in lane 1. And Hamri's really powering well as well. Norkute's out of it at the moment. Kolnikova really got a good lead here and will take this heat. And it's between Hamri and Ngui for second spot. 14.44 is the winning time, and that was very comfortable. And she's into the semi-finals. 14.44 is what came up in the clock, certainly trackside, but we'll get that fully confirmed in a moment. 12.77 is the official time. So we can disregard all the original markings that had come up. Hamri taking second place. And again, Chama third, and Nokute was really run out of it well in the end. There had been a slight malfunction in the official timing, but 12.77 is competitive. It's not that far outside a personal best. And Kolnikova takes the honours very much. Wouldn't have been easy. That the lady in the lane alongside in lane 3 was very much out of it, so next competitor of any effect was 4 lanes away. But Kolnikova took that very well. 12.77. Strong headwind as well, worth pointing out, 1.7, which won't help the cause of Hamri or Ngui making it through to the next round.
So let's just quickly go back and catch up with some of the field action. We've got 4 of these heats in the 100 meters T12 category, so we've got a bit of time to catch up with some shot put action. This is Thomas Rybis of Poland, and his first jump is his first throw is a no throw. I don't think he looks like a jumper really. He's definitely built like a thrower. You can pretty much tell when we're having our lunch in the athletes' village who are the throwers and who are the jumpers. Throwers tend to eat more. It's always best to try and eat with the jumpers because they'll leave you a few scraps. Back on the track very shortly. Let's just see how Abdullah Al-Salah of Kuwait gets on. This is his first throw. Looks like round about 11 and a bit. At the moment, Ukraine leading this one from Russia and Germany, Canada, Algeria, and the rest yet to throw at the moment, apart from the Pole who did a no throw. So Al-Salah of Kuwait drinks out one of those little bottles of Vital water, which are an absolute godsend. 11.51 in this heat. The Kuwaiti competitor leaps over Meskin of Algeria, so he is the jumper of sorts, into 5th place. And there might be a big cheer now, because here comes the Frenchman, Sausalito Sekimi. And applause in the stand around me. Interesting haircut he's got there. the look of one of those Pacific Islanders that you see doing hakas before rugby matches. Sausalito Sekeme of France, F47 in the shot put, the 8th person to throw. That looks as though that might well put him a little bit, I would say that's about 11.5, which could put him somewhere between 4th and 5th, I would think. Well, he can't be between 4th and 5th. It's not a 4.5 position, he'll probably be 5th, I would think. What do I know? Lots of power as he comes across the circle, pushes with his left arm, and that's round about 12.54, that is. And so that puts him, like I say, between 4th and 5th. He's actually 5th. Sausalito Sekeme, 12.54. So this is the standings at the moment. It's Ibragimov of the Ukraine, from Prokhorov of Russia, Schultz of Germany, Shrudjin of Canada, and the man we've just seen, Sekeme of France. We'll be back with that shot put, but let's go back to the track because we've got these 4 heats of the women's 100 metres T12, and this is the second of them. Just the 3 competitors: Zhu of China, Kanyuk of Belarus, and Oliveira of Brazil. The only one with a guide is Zhu of China, whose guide is called Li. Zhu has a personal best of 11.91. So this is the T12 category. Some of them will have a guide, some won't. Anna Kanyuk says she doesn't need a guide. The T12s have visibility. It's the T11s that are completely blind. Then the T12s and then the T13s have the best visibility of all. This is Silvania Oliveira. Oh, and she does have a guide as well, who is Wendell Silva. So it's the first in each heat. The next 4 fastest advance to the semi-final. Oliveira of Brazil just getting settled. Wendell Silva, a guide, settling in alongside. A lovely breeze just going through here at the Stade de Rhône here in Lyon. We're expecting 34 degrees later, but it's nice and cool, but lovely and sunny this morning. And they're ready to go. Zhu of China away extremely quickly. Kanyuk of Belarus, Oliveira from Brazil. But here goes the Chinese girl now. Zhu of China storming away with it from Oliveira of Brazil and Kanyuk of Belarus bringing up the rear. It's a win for Zhu of China in a time of 12.93, which is around a minute outside her personal best. Oliveira of Brazil coming in second. And so we know that definitely Zhu of China goes through, guided by Li. 12.92. She took that very much in her stride, a minute outside her personal best, so no point expending lots of energy. The Brazilian coming in second in a time of 13.07 and Kanyuk in a time of 13.62. So Zhu definitely through, and the rest will have to wait. Personal best for Oliveira, 13.07. And she doesn't even look out of breath. Zhu of China, phenomenal runner. World record holder, set at London 2012, 11.91, and confirmation that she qualifies in a time of 12.92 very, very comfortably. Silvania Oliveira 13.07 and Anna Kanyuk 13.62, and to be fair, she was running into a headwind of 2.4 meters per second. It is getting stronger and not in their favor.
So now let's dip in for the first time today to the women's discus. This is F54, 55, 56, currently being led by Shemaya Garba of Egypt. It's being decided by points, this, by the way. Martina Willing, with her first throw, has just got into second place with 23.44, a gold medalist already this week. That's a season's best for her also. One of 2 discus events already on, and that's past 20 meters again. Villing finished 4th in 2011. She won the shot put this week. Reigning champion is her compatriot, teammate and neighbour, Marianne Bugenhagen. Already won gold in 2008 as well, and she actually throws next. So this being decided by points, but because Villing and Garber are in the same category, she needs to beat 23.71 with that throw in order to take the lead. And she has, and she's in front, gold medal position, and that is a new European record for Martina Villing as well, 23.95. And that's 2 of the 6 throws done, all 6 throws coming at once, so if it goes wrong for you during your stint, that's it, you're done. No chance for a response. 8 in this final. It's 54, 55, 56, a treble category. That again is beyond 20 meters. That again in and around the 23-meter mark that she's been throwing all day. 23.71 was her personal best going into this. Well, she's got a PB, German national record, and a European record too. Bugenhagen is a different category. That's 23.39. It's consistent. It's not her best of the day so far. So now it's time for the 3rd heat of the women's 100 meters T12. Victories so far for Hanka Kolnikova of Slovakia and Zhu Guohua of China, the London 2012 champion. Libby Clegg, the reigning world champion, is in this. Silver medalist in the last 2 Paralympic Games in Beijing and London. Good games as usual for Brazil. Alice Correa goes in this for them. 12.97 is season's best, which is a little bit faster than Sara Martinez Montero of Spain. Reigning world champion from Great Britain, silver medalist in London and Beijing, Libby Clegg. Alongside Mikael Huggins, her guide. Good reception for her and a good week for her as well. So Correa, Martinez Montero and Clegg are the 3 in this. Busy week for Clegg as she's back in London on Sunday as well for their special event. So Correa, Martinez Montero and Clegg for Brazil, Spain and Britain respectively. Clegg off to a really strong start. She's taken the lead and she's probably going to keep the lead. Correa working well for Brazil as well, but Libby Clegg is into the semi-finals. Guy just had to get that right. 12.54 is the fastest we've had so far. And Libby Clegg takes the honours. Correa 2nd, Martinez Montero 3rd. 12.53 the official winning time. She was in her stride very well. And there was no stopping it. Correa took 2nd, 13.11. It's only the winner of each heat guaranteed a spot in the semi-finals. It's the next 4 fastest losers, so normally it could be 1 per heat in terms of the second places, and none of them. She did well. So Clegg through a decent time, that's 12.53. It's outside her season's best. But she and Correa probably will go through. Clegg certainly. Correa will have to wait, but only 1 more heat in which to do that. So Libby Clegg, 12.53. Correa, 13.11 will have to wait. Martinez Montero, 13.59, probably won't.
There's 1 more of these heats to go. And 8 will get through to the semi-final. There'll be the 4 winners of the heats, plus the 4 next fastest. And then those 8 will go into the semi-finals, and there'll be 4 whittled down to 4 for the final. So plenty of throwing action going on as well. Let's have a look at the shot put that's been happening while we've been watching the sprinting. Vryonis of Greece, 7:37 in the lead, ahead of Kashayev from Russia, 8:03. Now you'll be thinking, why is he in the lead if the other chap's thrown further? It's because it's a combined category, 52 and 53. The 52 will be more impaired. The way these classifications work, the F is just for field events, the T just means it's a track event, so that explains the F and the T. And then it's always the lower number is the most impaired, so the person in the lead has thrown less, but he'll be a 52, and the person behind him has thrown a little bit further, but because he's a 53, has a lesser impairment, he will be in the silver medal position as we speak. I hope that's crystal clear. This is Scott Seven of the United States, 5th person to throw. And at the moment, the lead is held by Vryonis of Greece, 7:37. Scott Seven is an F53, which is the same category as the Greek. So for him to get into the gold medal position, he'd have to go better than 7:37, which is 678 points on a point system. And that looked around about 7 meters. Women gathering on the track for the final heat of the women's 100 meters T12. We'll bring you up to date with that. Let's have a look at Scott Seven's throwing action. Now the reason they all have all 6 throws before the next person, you can see that chair there, which they all have to use. They're all wheelchair competitors, but they're strapped into one of these chairs, and they all need it at slightly different settings, and that's what takes the time with these shot put competitions. So even though this started very early today, this could even be the last event of the morning session. So these Scott Seven just warming up at the moment. You see the official with the flag behind his back, which means it's a warm-up throw, so he won't need to bother with white flag or red flag. Now the official in blue, all the officials have blue, the starters have white, and he's coming over to him saying, "You happy with the chair, all your settings right?" And if so, then he will have his first competitive throw after he's mopped his brow. Not as warm today as it has been, but we're expecting it to go up to 35 degrees later. It's been 32 and 34 yesterday, but it's much clearer. We did have a nice thunderstorm last night, during the competition actually, and it just seems to have cleared the air. So he's happy with all his practice throws, and now we're going to get the first proper throw for Scott Seven, F53, in this combined event, F52, 53s from the United States, and here he goes. Ooh. Now you could tell that was a real throw because he made noise. Didn't make any noise on his practice throws, which is that's very useful for commentators to know that if he makes a noise, that means it's a real throw. Now that looks to me somewhere out near the 8-meter mark, and if it was better than 7:37, he would go into the gold medal position. But I'm notoriously poor at judging distance, as my car insurance will tell you. 7:90, Scott Seven, that indeed is enough to take him into the lead, and he's in the gold medal position. We're going to go back to the track for the 4th heat of the women's 100 meters. This is the T12 category for athletes with limited visibility. That's Zinkevich of Belarus, 12:78, her personal best. Maria Elisa Machavo of Mozambique, a very excitable guide, and Oksana Batarchuk, much more minimalist approach from the Ukrainian. So Batarchuk would be the one you would expect to go through. Botichuk. I think I'm happier with Botichuk than Batarchuk. Yeah, Botichuk I'm going to go for. Oksana Botichuk of the Ukraine, personal best of 12:18. Zinkevich of Belarus, 12:78, her personal best, and Maria Elisa Machavo from Mozambique with the excitable guide has a PB of 13:43. So there is a close-up of the favourite, the Ukrainian. What a great games Ukraine are having. Oksana Botichuk in the blue. Oh, and just being told to stand up. I think she was put off, but as soon as she was on the single camera on her own, she suddenly got a bit self-conscious and stood up. You'll notice the Ukrainians, very similar to the Americans, have those holes in the back of their shirts. Not sure if that's for styling or if it's for breathability or if it's to do with moths. Field events continuing around us. So they'll go down again. Wola Zinkovic of Belarus, Maria Elisa Machavo of Mozambique, and Oksana Botichuk of Ukraine. Get set. And they go away well, and Botichuk away extremely well. Oksana Botichuk absolutely flying here in the blue of Ukraine. On the inside, it's Zinkovic of Belarus coming back out, and Machavo for the free, but it's Oksana Botichuk who very, very comfortably just jogs over the line. Just looking at the start here for the Mozambique competitors, they almost split up. One went one way, one went the other, and for a while she was almost in the same lane as Oksana Botichuk.
There's a good chance, by the way, they'll be disqualified for that. They'll be given a lot of leeway, but it just went in totally the wrong direction.
Now the guide was very excitable before the start, and you see that he goes straight, but she goes off to the right, and then he literally hauls her back, which must have knocked her out of her stride a little bit. Despite that, an African record for the Mozambican pair. Maria Elisa Machavo of Mozambique, a dreadful, dreadful start, but still an African record, 13:40, behind Wola Zinkovic of Belarus, and Oksana Botichuk, never in any doubt that she was going to win that one right from the start with a qualification time of 12:61. It'll be interesting to see if the Mozambique pair get disqualified, because if so, they won't get that African record. So that's the lineup to get into the semi-finals. Libby Clegg, who we saw in the previous one, Oksana Botichuk we saw winning there, Hanka Kolnikova and Guazhou of China. Those four are through. They're the four winners. And then we will also have the four fastest qualifiers, which may take a little bit of time just to sort out, particularly if there's some kind of an appeal coming up. We'll bring you which 8 get through, but those 4 definitely through.
Yes, well, it's a moot point about Machavo. She won't qualify for the semi-finals as a fastest loser. I think that's pretty much nailed on. But she went right out of her lane, and it depends how lenient the judges want to be as to whether they want to disqualify or not. Would be good if she wasn't, because, as you say, it's a new African record, and you have to ask how much faster would it have been had they not gone in different directions at the start.
And also, certainly not trying to seek any kind of advantage by going out of your lane. Usually, going out of your lane is a problem, obviously, in 200 metres, where you're trying to take a shorter route through. In 100 metres, going out of your lane is no advantage. And if you haven't actually got in anyone's way, and bearing in mind these athletes have very limited visibility, then the guide literally had to haul her back. She would have probably gone into the back of Botichuk's heels otherwise.
Now we have a medal ceremony to get this morning underway. Women's shot put F37 from last night. There was a record in this as well. Charlene Coelho gets the bronze medalist, 10.19. Probably not related to the philosopher. There's always a possibility.
Now, what was the famous book that he wrote? Is it The Alchemist? Or?
Yes, it was actually, which you see everywhere.
Silver medalist representing the Czech Republic.
Gold medalist in the Javelin London 2012, silver in Beijing.
La République Tchèque Eva Berner.
Eva Berner, huge amount of silver medals in her career. Season's best, 10.67 in this. On the IAAF circuit, you don't get shot putters also throwing the javelin. You do here.
Gold medalist and world champion representing the People's Republic of China.
And Mina
Médaille d'or.
has done it again.
Championne du monde représentant la République.
She was the reigning world champion going into this and Paralympic Games champion. Mina, championship record 11.72. China were top of the pile in terms of the Paralympic Athletics in London 2012. They've won 3 gold medals here. Poland have won 4, Ukraine, Britain, Russia 6 each. Brazil now 7 because of Santos earlier today. United States 7 as well. Morocco now up on 2. At this moment it's all about China. And Mina.
Mesdames et messieurs, merci de vous lever si vous le pouvez pour l'hymne national de la République populaire de Chine.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world champion medalists.
Mesdames et messieurs, les médaillés mondiaux.
So there they are, Mina, Eva Berner and Shirley Coelho. We'll have another medal ceremony on the way in just a moment. That will be the men's javelin throw, the F41s.
But now the men's Discus F42 final. This is Detsko Ovcharov of Bulgaria. At the moment is in 3rd place. Season's best, 40.95. We've only got a couple of throws left in this actually. 40.62 the lead for Ali Davis of Great Britain. A huge throw in round 6, 47.62, which we should have a chance to see you shortly. There should be one more thrower after this, which is Phylaktos of Greece, and he's the only man who can deny Britain what would be their 7th gold medal to go up with the United States and Brazil. So Ovcharov will not reach the summit, and Ali Davis is almost there. His 6 throws are done.
Will be the 2nd gold medal for Ali Davis. Set a new world record to win the F42 shot put with the best of 14.71, beating the old mark of 14.43, and now he's in the discus.
Now this is the F41 men's javelin. We'll come back to the discus as soon as we can. This was again another final of really good quality in what is a new category to divide up those short stature. And it is Russian bronze. Got good distances in this. In around 40 meters. Ivan Bogatrev, the season's best, 30.41.
Silver medalist representing Great Britain.
Kara Ju, a bronze, and now a silver this week. 36.03, bronze in the shot, silver in the javelin. Britain's medal haul just about to increase. We will let you know shortly whether Alan Davis has got a gold or a silver. It is silver certainly for Duke. Yet to be the king. May happen later in the week. But Mester was the master for Germany. 41.26 personal best. Matthias Mester wins gold in the F41 Javelin. Germany actually is where the International Paralympic Committee is based, in Bonn, the former capital of the former West Germany, but the current world champion here is Matthias Mester.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world champion medalists.
Mesdames et messieurs, les médaillés mondiaux.
So there they are, Matthias Mester, Kyron Duke and Ivan Bogachev. First time this category, this classification has been included. So as the athletes of short stature leave the track, plenty of excitement going on in the field. It all stops for the anthems, for the medal ceremonies. But just before that, we've recorded all the action so we can show you what's been happening. You're watching Paralympic Sport TV with me, Jeremy Nicholas, my colleague Will Downing, coming to you live from Lyon 2013, the IPC Athletics World Championships. So this is a live shot of a man who has just set a new world record in the F46 shot put final. Prokhorov of Russia, and he's thrown 15.69. Here is the shot. New world record, 15.69, and the stadium celebrates with the Star Wars theme that tells you it's either a championship or, on this occasion, a new world record. 15.69, a metre better than his previous two throws. And he's the new world record holder, and he's in the lead. Prokhorov of Russia ahead of the Ukrainian and the German. It's a happy chappy. And there is the winner of the discus, Alan Davis of Great Britain, winning the discus. So a fantastic championship for him. He's the double world champion. He's already the shot champion. Now he's the discus champion. Well done to Welshman Alan Davis. Another gold for Great Britain. and he was very much under pressure in the last throw, because you can see he'd had 3 no throws, but he came good with his last throw. 47.62, a new European record for Aled Davis, and he's very, very happy. So a great day for Great Britain. We've seen Kyron Duke get a silver. We've had the news that the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have had a baby boy who one day will be king. And now Great Britain has a new king, double world champion in the shot and discus, Aled Davis, with a European record. And those the final positions in a very exciting men's discus competition. So at one end, we've got a new world champion in the discus. At the other end, we've just had a world record in the shot put for the Russian Prokhorov. And those the standings.
It's turning into a great games for Great Britain yet again. So there are 3 nations now who have won 7 gold medals at these games, and Britain's one of those. Turned on the TV very late last night, and it just felt like the only channel that weren't showing the new British royal arrival were showing France going out of the Women's Euros at the quarter-finals to Denmark in the football on penalties. Front of l'équipe, by the way, we were speculating that it would be Mandy. Actually, it's Zinedine Zidane, because there's a big transfer story today, but Mandy did have a nice story about it, a very good photograph as well in the main French sports daily.
So I think it's the first little break we've had in the action since we've been here this morning. It's been pretty relentless.
Now we have action in the women's long jump. We'll be concentrating on this quite a bit in the later section of this morning. 2 to watch here are Nicole Rodomakina of Russia, the London 2012 champion and reigning world champion for Christchurch 2 years ago. And Kylie Beattie from Australia, who won silver in both those events. Teresa Yashkova of the Czech Republic does not start. Her national team on the IAAF circuit won promotion in the European Team Championships in Dublin a couple of weeks ago. Sprints continue here, and it's the women's 100 meters T37. A lady we were just talking about a few moments ago, we'll see her again here. She's the reigning champion from the Paralympic Games, London 2012. Mandy Francoise Ali won the host country's first gold medal of these games yesterday. Heather Jameson of Ireland also goes in this from Dublin, her country's only competitor today. So to run through the field, Bethany Woodward, multi-medalist, particularly at 200. Decent personal best in this, getting better all the time. 14:48, her lifetime best set this year. Her family are here all this week. Natalia Isinska of Poland goes in lane 2. Season's best, very close to her lifetime best. Katrina Hart of Britain won bronze in Christchurch 2 years ago. Good draw for her, 14:26, her lifetime best. Season's best just outside that. Joanna Benson of Namibia, silver at London 2012. Good at this, and 200, 400 as well. This is Heather Jameson of Ireland. 15:08, her lifetime best. 15:24, the season's best. No better venue to improve on that. Gold in the 200 for France, Mandy Francoise Ali. Great reception for the woman who won gold in this, London 2012, and now she's made the 200 her own as well. This is Anna Sapoznikova of Russia in 7, 14:41, a lifetime best from this year. Liesl Goos of South Africa is in 8. It's a good field, this. The reigning world champion goes in the second semi-final. Mandy Francoise-Lee set the world record for this, by the way, last month in Sancourt-sur-Loire. So it's Woodward in 1, Jasinska 2, Hart 3, Benson 4, Jameson 5, Francoise-Lee 6, Sapoznikova 7. Gauss is in lane 8. First semi-final of the women's 100 meters T37, and Francoise-Lee going for the sprint double in this. It's the first 3 and the next 2 fastest who advance to the final. Francoise-Lee winning this in London and winning the 200 gold here yesterday. And they're away first time. Good start by Francoise-Lee. Good start by Sapoznikova as well, but it's Francoise-Lee well into a running now. He's got to win for France. Benson's doing well also. Looks to be these 3. Francoise-Lee will win. It'll be fast as well. 13.71 is just outside her world record. It down. She's a woman in great form. Benson, Sapoznikova strong also. It's a championship record official. 13.70. Woodward was coming good in 4th at one stage for Britain towards the end. But it was a great start by Francoise-Lee, and he just kept it going. Benson was 2nd, Sapoznikova 3rd, Woodward 4th. It is the top 3 who automatically go through. Woodford for Great Britain, a great chance of going through as the fastest loser, but Francoise-Lee leading from the front. She's in the form of her life. The London 2012 champion in this 100 T37. Benson 2nd confirmed, 14.27. Sapoznikova 3rd. Woodward was indeed 4th, 14.54. It's not a bad time for her, but it's a new championship record for Mandy Francoise-Lee. She's certainly helping the high-profile element here. It's live on primetime French TV every evening, and hers was the first event last night, and she won gold. Will return for the result, but the shot put continues and we're near the end.
At the moment in the lead, it's Nikita Prokhorov of Russia with a world record 15.69. Ibragimov of the Ukraine with a season's best 14.74 in silver at the moment, and Matthias Schultz F47 14.57. So this is the 4th attempt for Mansabayev of Kazakhstan. Currently lying 5th with a personal best of 13.44. Weighs over 7 kilos, this shot put. The next semi-final coming up with the women's 100 meters T37 for cerebral palsy runners. Maria Seifert of Germany going in that one, up against Victoria Kravchenko of the Ukraine. Let's see what Ravel's done here. 12.36, so not as good as his 3rd throw. 13.44 still his best mark, which leaves him in 5th place. Next to go is going to be Matthias Schultz of Germany, currently in the bronze medal position. This is his 4th attempt. His best so far was his last one, 14.57. Before that he threw 13.93 and 14.32. To get up into the silver medal position, he needs to add nearly 0.2 of a metre. Gets a white flag. But he can see it's not as far, so he puts his foot over the front. And that will be no measure, so 14.57 still his best. Next to go will be Dmitry Ibragimov of the Ukraine. Set a season's best of 14.74 with his first throw, but has since had 2 no throws. Confirmation of Matthias Schultz's deliberate foul there. He's just going to sign some autographs, I think, while he's doing it. This is the guy in silver, Dmitry Ibragimov. Season's best, 14.74 with his first throw. The next 2 were fouls, or he decided not to have them measured. Here he goes, Dmitry Ibragimov. Can he beat 14.74? No, he can't. So he's still in the silver medal position behind Nikita Prokhorov. And we're going to go back to the track. So these are the runners and riders. Matilda Torsteindottir, Neda Bahi of Tunisia. Matilda's from Iceland. Germany's Maria Seifert. She'll be one to watch, as will be the Ukrainian Victoria Kravchenko. Svetlana Sigeva of Russia. Then it's Marta Langna of Poland and Zana Fekalina of Russia. So this is Matilda Torsteindottir, the daughter of Torstein. Inside is Bahi of Tunisia, Neda Bahi, personal best of 14.36. These T37 category runners with cerebral palsy. Maria Seifert, season's best 14.30, just outside her personal best of 14.21. Fancied runner in this race would be Victoria Kravchenko, has a personal best of 14 seconds dead. She's quite fast if you're dead. Svetlana Sigeva, personal best 14.64, this season 14.96. Marta Langna of Poland in lane 7, season's best 14.86, personal best 14.60. And this is the Russian, Zana Fekalina. Don't have a personal best for her just at the moment, but she will be in lane 8. So let's see what's going to happen here. 14.54 will be the cut-off mark. It's the first 3 in each heat and the next 2 fastest who qualify for the final. And they're away. And they're all away pretty well at the moment. Bahi of Tunisia, and it's Seifert of Germany, and Kravchenko of the Ukraine, but it's Seifert of Germany who's going to get this one. Kravchenko of the Ukraine not as quick as we might have expected. Seifert of Germany coming through there, Bahi of Tunisia and Kravchenko of the Ukraine. They will be the 3 qualifiers. 14.32 for Maria Seifert, 14.59 for Kravchenko, and Bahi in 14.60. And Kravchenko took a bit of time to get into her stride there, but I think she took that quite easily because she just needed to get into the top 3. She knew she had the best personal best and very, very comfortably qualifying behind Seifert, and Bahi of Tunisia also qualifying. 14.32, the winning time, 14.59 for Kravchenko, the favourite, and Bahi qualifying in 14.6.
Got really into her stride well there. Seifert is also very good in the jumping events for Germany. Won silver in this in 2011. And an opportunity to go better here, 14.32. Just outside her season's best and really looked comfortable all the way though, Jeremy.
Yeah, she looked very, very comfortable indeed. Kravchenko and Seifert looking good. Let's just get the official results then. Maria Seifert qualifies in 14.32. Victoria Kravchenko 14.59. Neda Bahi 14.60. Those are the 3 qualifiers from that heat, the semi-final, and those that are through to the final are Maria Françoise Elie, Joanna Benson from the first semi, Maria Seifert, Anna Sabzinkanova of Russia, Beth Woodward, Victoria Kravchenko, Neda Bahi and Katrina Hart.
Yes, Marie Françoise Elie, fastest in the first semi-final. So Francois Elie through, Joanna Benson second, Cypher third. Bethany Woodward has told Channel 4 Television, who working on this for Britain, that she wasn't feeling the best after that race, but she was still the fifth fastest, 14.54, and enough recovery time for the final. Medal ceremony on the way. This should be the men's discus for F57-58 from last night. Series of championship records. You can just see the medal ladies waiting just to be given the cue. And that section, by the way, is cordoned off just on our side, the camera side of them. That's section just beneath us, and it's where all the medalists go to be photographed after they get the medals. So if you've been seeing pictures in your newspapers and around the web, it's all being done there. You'll also note we have further women's 100 metres heats to come, semi-finals in T38, but they will be warming up whilst the next medal ceremonies are taking place, and as tends to be the case, there will be two of them. Now, a number of championships have experimented with having the medal ceremonies outside, either before or after evening session. Will there be lots of crowds gathering around outside the stadium? Depends whether you feel that if you win a medal inside a stadium, that medal should be presented there. Now in the IAAF World Championships in Berlin in 2009, for the walks of the marathon, they had a special flower ceremony underneath the Brandenburg Gate, where the finish line was, where they congregated thousands inside a mini stadium, and then had the medal ceremony inside the stadium that evening by the famous Marathon Gate, built especially for the 1936 Olympic Games.
I think it's good to have the ceremonies in the where you won them and get the applause of the crowd.
That stadium, I should point out, was full most evenings to a capacity of 75,000.
One thing that strikes me about the three medalists here is the gold medalist is a lot bigger than the other two. This is Claudine Santos, 45.65 he threw in the discus for 897 points. Gets a kiss on either cheek, and you'll see what I mean when the Russian comes up, how much bigger he is than the man from Brazil and Azerbaijan.
Claudine Santos with the bronze. 45.65 was his mark. Samir Nabayev took it for Azerbaijan, the silver. 45.77. Picked up their share of medals these games as well, but yet to win the gold. Now here is the big man among big men, Alexei Ashapadov. Championship record 58.39. He really is a giant, and he's got the gold medal as well, and he has the crowds really all the way down for him to receive his gold.
I could see him going into the movies as some kind of James Bond villain. I could see him as a henchman because he is an absolute giant. Alexei Ashapadov set a championship record and well deserving of the anthem. It's a good one too, very rousing, the Russian anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world champion medalists.
Gold for the big man. I'm still not used to those bells coming in at the end of the Russian anthem. I think that's a remix. Just sounds to me like a bell ringer trying to spoil the party. Alexei Ashakatov of Russia, gold medalist. It almost looks like he's brought his two children up with him, but they are actually the silver and bronze medalist.
So it's a very good triumph in the men's discus F57 58. Now we're going to show you the women's discus F54, 55 and 56, how that came to its conclusion. And it's all over. Germany gold and silver. Bugenhagen taking the honours ahead of Martina Willing, who won the shot gold earlier in the week. Still have two throwers to go, so they are in virtual medal positions for now. Still have two throwers left, Tatjana Meissen and Elizabeth Gomez of Slovenia and Brazil.
Victory ceremony for the women.
It does distract when you look at the list of throwers, the 1, 2, 3. The list is full because they've all taken their throws, but there's still throwers to come. Means Bugenhagen will at worst get bronze. Martina Willing getting the second place at the moment for Germany. Best throw, 24-23. Bugenhagen putting it out to 27.04. Season's best, 980 points. And Shemaya Garber, you saw briefly for Egypt, she's currently in the third place position. So it certainly looks as if there will be more medals on the way for Germany there. More medals for Germany here as well.
This is the women's long jump, the T42 victory ceremony. And there's the bronze medalist,
Representing
Vanessa
Germany.
Löw of Germany. And they've won the silver as well.
Jana Schmidt taking that, 387. There was only 2 centimetres between them in the end. Löw at one stage was leading. Schmidt overtook. It was a very good late jump from Martina Caroni. Take the honours for Italy. Both of the same coach here, and Steffi Nerius,
Representing Italy.
who's a decent athlete in her own right. So Germany bronze and silver, and Italian gold for Martina Caroni. 4:25 championship record. Kelly Cartwright, who won in London and who won in the previous World Championships in Christchurch. It's been an injury-hit season for her. She could have competed, but didn't feel as if she would have been competition fit.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So she's
please rise
sat this
for
one out.
for the national anthem of Italy.
Means Italian honours for this. Another gold medal for them.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world
That's when their medal ceremonies in Italy generally, they all clap along to that in double quick time.
I think you'd find it hard to persuade a French crowd to do that for the Italian anthem. And I was just thinking, Martina has put a lot of effort into her hair. Just Must have spent a long time doing that, or one of her teammates has done that, especially for the victory ceremony. More track action coming up, 100 metres T38 for women, 2 semi-finals again.
Jack Woods is watching in Christchurch, aiming to be at the next World Championships in Doha 2015 as a competitor. Not sure if you're watching online or if it's live television, but thank you for enjoying the coverage so far. Be the evening there now, probably around midnight. Do stay up. There's not much actually left in the track program. There's 4 events, few medal ceremonies, and a couple of field events to round off. But the pan towards the starting blocks for this first semi-final of the women's 100 metres T38. And we've got the London 2012 champion here in Margarita Goncharova of Russia. Olivia Breen with that winning smile from Britain also here. And another Santos from Brazil. Had to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the athletes for the first semi-final of the women's 100 meters T38.
The long-standing woman to beat in this, by the way, is Inna Stryzak of Ukraine, who both under her maiden name and married name was forced to be reckoned with, but she's not here. Jennifer Santos of Brazil is. She goes in lane 3. A little bit to catch up in form this year towards her personal best. Wannalee Meyer of South Africa's in lane 4.
Lane 5, she's the Paralympic champion.
Margarita Goncharova won at London 2012. Silver medalist in the last World Championships in Christchurch 2 years ago in 2011, and a bronze medal in Beijing. Amal Youssef of Egypt. The Gareth Bell celebration. Olivia Breen of Great Britain in lane 7. A personal best this year, 13:89. Popular athlete back home. It's the first 3 who go through in this to the final. Next 2 fastest losers. This wasn't competed for in Athens, but was in Beijing and London, where Goncharova took the honours. Her personal best time is just outside that world record set in Beijing by Inna Stryzak. So it's Santos in 3, Meyer in 4, Goncharova 5, Youssef 6, Breen 7. First semi-final, women's 100 metres T38, and that's a really solid start by Youssef of Egypt, brilliantly, but now Goncharova is coming into her own in the middle lane, and Meyer alongside, and they're all closely matched at the moment, and Breen's going well in this near side. It's going to be Goncharova, Youssef and Breen. They're the 3 to go through to the final for sure. Breen might just have got it on the line. Goncharova looked very comfortable. They all did. And look at Breen in 7. It was a very slow start from her. Youssef fantastic in 6. And in lanes 3 and 4, Santos and Meyer working very hard to keep up, but failing. Breen took it. Goncharova 2nd, Youssef 3rd. Awful start, great finish. Breen, by the slip of a vest, took it only just with the naked eye and also with the electronic one. Breen, the victor.
And she nearly fell over at the start. She almost overbalanced and had to completely readjust herself. She nearly fell forwards, but she ended up winning.
Yes, good victory for Olivia Breen.
Just
Really
watch the
popular
start
back
here.
home. She was left in her blocks, and I have to say Goncharova was as well. Youssef with an absolute flying start, but Goncharova, when she gets going, keeps going. Breen had to accelerate heavily here to get back into the race, and she did so wonderfully. But Youssef was one of the wildcards. She actually had the slowest personal best going into this, but she's really improved on that, I would imagine, or at least come very close to it. She's run out in the end, but she still goes through as being in the top 3. Breen taking it, Goncharova in 2nd. 14.75, 14.78, 14.82. That's the 1, 2, 3, and Meyer and Santos have to wait. And they will hope it's not a cruel one. That was a good race.
It was a good race, and delighted for Olivia Breen that she got through. She has the best smile in the games, I think. And yeah, just shocking. She sort of was left in the blocks. Now, bearing in mind, these are cerebral palsy runners, T38s, and I don't know how much of a CP affected that start.
But it does prove you need a better finish. Put it like this. If you have a bad start, doesn't really matter. If you have a bad finish, you're boiled.
Speaking of being boiled, it's not as hot today, is it, as it has been? Let's have a look at the shot put then. This is the resolution of it. The men's shot put, this is the German. In third place, 14.65. That's Matthias Schulz. And so that gives him the bronze medal. He's behind the Ukrainian and the Russian at the moment in gold medal position. Matthias Schulz, 14.65. That was his best throw, and that's good enough for bronze. So there are just 2 throwers to go. They're the silver medalist from Ukraine, Dmitry Ibragimov, and Nikita Prokhorov of Russia.
And the interesting thing about Ibragimov for Ukraine is that he threw 14.74 in the first round, season's best, going well, second place, had him in the lead for a while. Every single throw since then has been a foul.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it's the difference between a foul and deliberately asking for it not to be measured, and I suspect that what's happened with a few of those is he's looked at it and said, I can see that's not as far as my first one, I'll just put my foot over the circle. We don't know if that's what happened because we were concentrating on the track, but I can't imagine that a silver medalist, the man in silver medalist position could do 4 fouls in a row. So he didn't improve with that last throw. 14.74 his best, which was his first one, but he did at least do a legal one. This is 14.18. So he will stay in silver medal position, which means that Nikita Prokhorov of Russia is the gold medalist. He's about to throw, but we're going to come away to the track. We will show you his final throw. He might decide not to have one. We don't know. He's already won the gold, but I just think it's worth having a go. These are the lineups then in the women's 100 metres, the T38. It's Veronika Ippolito of Brazil. From the Czech Republic, it's Aniska Brejčíková, Sophie Hahn of Great Britain, Chen of China, and Isaac of Australia. So that was Ippolito. This is Vedrikova, the Czech Republic. That's Sophie Hahn of Great Britain. Doesn't smile as much as her teammate, it has to be said. There is Sophie Hahn. I assure you that is Sophie. This is Chen of China. Junfei Chen. Chen Junfei. Chen is the name that I shall be using during the race. And outside of her is Tarita Isaac of Australia. So Chen and Ippolito, the ones to watch out for, along with Sophie Hahn in this race. Vedrikova and Tarita Isaac, I think, will find the pace a little bit too fast for them. ...100 metres, T38, 200 metres... 100 metres, sorry, T38 second semi-final. I knew there was a 2 in it somewhere. Second semi-final. All the athletes going down, apart from Sophie Hahn of Great Britain, opting to stand. Now she just crouches and away they go. And Sophie Hahn gets away very well indeed, as does Ippolito of Brazil and Chen of China. Here comes Sophie Hahn now. And on the inside, it's the Brazilian. It's between Ippolito and Hahn. Ippolito and Hahn at the line. I think it's just Ippolito of Brazil from Hahn and Chen. And it's a new world record for Ippolito of Brazil. Ippolito of Brazil, Veronika Ippolito up against Sophie Hahn there. They were both away to a great start. That's a new world record in a time of 13.2. Taking 0.23 off the world record. And it's actually even better than that. They've rounded it down to 13.19 for Veronika Ippolito. Sophie Hahn of Great Britain, 13.25. And Chen of China, 14.27. But in the second semi-final of the women's 100 metres, T38, we have seen a new world record for Victoria Ippolito of Brazil, 13.19. And that means Star Wars in the stadium. A theme from Star Wars that celebrates every championship and every world record. And you know, looking at her, she could go even faster in the final. A great contest between her and Sophie Hahn. Interesting contrast in the styles. Hahn started from a crouch position, Hipólito. Oh, she's delighted. Waves to the camera, and off she runs. Confirmation then of that new world record. Veronica Hipólito, 13:19. Sophie Hahn of Great Britain with a new European record, 13:25. And Junfei Chen of China, 14:27. So let's have a look after those two semis. Who's in the final? Well, obviously Veronica Hipólito's in, and Sophie Hahn the second fastest with that European record. Junfei Chen, Olivia Breen, Margarita Goncharova, Tarita Isaac, Amal Youssef, and Nezga Vejrakova of the Czech Republic.
And Sophie Hahn of Britain was inside that old world record mark as well.
It was a fantastic run from both of them. They were neck and neck, and I think that they helped each other with their pace there, because you honestly couldn't tell till the line who was going to get it, and then Hipólito just had the edge on Sophie Hahn. Great race. Two Brits into the final, but I tell you what, Veronica Hipólito is going to take some beating. Confirmation then that Nikita Prokhorov has won the event we were seeing before, the men's shot put, the F46 final. 15:22 was his final throw, but his world record 15:69 means that he has won that event. I'll have a look at the shot put in just a moment. That was happening while we were watching the track.
Now this is the women's long jump, the T46 final, and the standard here very high, and the lead being held by Nicole Radamankina of Russia. This was a few moments ago a third round jump, 5.92 meters, and it propelled her spectacularly up into the lead. It's a new lifetime best for her. The world record is only 9 centimeters longer than this, set in Sydney back in March by Carly Beattie, who is in this field, currently lying in second place with 5.75. But we move on now, swiftly, I would imagine, to a medal ceremony before the 100 meters. 800 meters T53. We're going to hear one of the famous anthems here. It was a good final, a very good strong field. Means the host will pick up another medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, victory ceremony for the men's 800 meters T53.
Mesdames et messieurs, cérémonie protocolaire du 800 mètres hommes 253.
The medals will be
Glad to say there's been another good crowd here today. Temporary stands on the far side, decently populated, but because the sun again is absolutely glaring, a lot have just moved to some shade around the track. Raymond Durant and Craig Spence. If you're wondering who the third voice is who joins us occasionally, that's him on the left.
Looking somewhat smarter than he looked when he was alongside us commentating, where he had the red polo shirt on at the IPC. Now he's got his red tie on with his suit.
So for France, Pierre Fairbank gets a deserved bronze medal and a deserved reception as well. He did very, very well indeed in that.
Silver medalist representing Canada.
Médaille d'argent représentant le Canada, Brent Lakatos.
Brent Lakatos for Canada picking up the silver medal. Just edged out Fairbank in the end for that, but there was no real doubt about who would win it in the end. There was a margin of a second and a half between gold and silver.
Gold medalist and world champion representing the United States of America.
Médaille d'or, champion du monde représentant les États-Unis
But it's gold for the United States.
George.
And it's Joshua George, 141.88. Seven seconds behind the world record, but it's not actually that far away from the IAAF world record held by David Rudisha, although George would have a bit of an advantage with the wheels. And he gets the gold, and he gets his toy from Mr. Spence.
Please rise if you're
And he'll get the acclaim, and he'll get the playing of his own national anthem, the United States, Joshua George.
Des États-Unis d'Amérique.
Oh, it's a good performance. He shot away in the final 100 meters to Joshua George to take American gold. And their haul increases all the further. 7 gold, 4 silver, 6 bronze for the United States so far. 7 golds now for Russia, Britain, the United States of America, and Brazil. 6 for the Ukraine, 4 for Poland. 205 medal events here. Now let's go to the men's shot put, and they all throw 6 in rotation here. World record holder from London 2012, where he won the gold medal. Igor's Happiness, who was up in the medal chase yesterday.
We did promise you some happiness on the programme, and let me tell you, there's going to be plenty of happiness spreading across Latvia, because Igor's Happiness has set a new world record, or equalled the previous world record, which he held himself. This is the men's 800 metres T54 victory ceremony.
This was a fantastic final. Real surge down the closing straight from them all. Hong Suk Man was knocked down into 4th place for Korea, only marginally, by Saichan Konjen of Thailand. It's a real sprint finish in the end. Konja did well to stay up. Kampara, who'd won bronze earlier in the week, took 6th place in that. There was a potential clean sweep coming across 6 events, but that's not going to happen now, because it's silver to add to the 2 previous golds this week for Marcel Hug of Switzerland, and that's how he looks without the helmet. There's nothing wrong with ambition, and he has a lot of it. Three medals this week for him.
Representing Korea.
Médaille d'or. Champion du monde représentant la Corée, Yu Tae-kim.
And for Korea, it's Gudai to a gold medal. Kim Gudai, 137.55. He got in ahead of Marcel Hug in the closing straight and stayed there. It's a good race. It was outside the championship record, but when you have a good race in a world championship,
Ladies and
records,
gentlemen,
really, who
please
cares?
rise. You're able for the national anthem of Korea.
Mesdames et messieurs, merci de vous lever.
So, South Korea
National de la Corée.
with gold, and Kim Guk-dai.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world champion medalists.
Mesdames et messieurs, les médailles évoquées.
And there's more medals to target for Marcel Hug. Only has 1 day off here.
And we've got some final action on the track before the break for lunch. We'll be back with more action at 3:30, but in the real heat of the day, the athletes do stop. We've got some fantastic men's 100 metres T46 semi-final action. So let's have a look at what happened in the shot put. We promised you a little bit of happiness. This is Igor's happiness of Latvia. He got a world record with his 6th throw.
Yes, 10.23 was the world record he set at London 2012 and winning the gold medal there, and he matched up perfectly with this effort. Really lunged it out and puts him in pole position right now, and he'll probably stay there. Scott Severin second for the United States. Che John Fernandez, quite obviously of Greece, in third, and it will be happiness for happiness.
That was his 3rd throw. That was the only one to go above 10 metres. He went 9.68, 9.69, then the world record 10.23, equaling his own record 8.60, 9.92, 9.66. So let's have a look at the standings in the event. He looks a very happy chappy. Happiness in gold position, 7 of the USA in silver, Fernandez of Greece in bronze, and just outside it's Kisi of the Czech Republic. And there's the rest of the competitors in this men's shot put F52 53 final. So back to the track. We've got 2 semi-finals coming up. It's the men's 100 metres T46.
Yes, there's 8 in this, and a late entry with Elias Malunde of Namibia, who wasn't in the original start list this morning, but he's arrived now. We've got the silver and bronze medalists from London 2012 involved here as well. A lot of these athletes double up in the likes of 200, 400 also. In terms of this event, it's lanes 5 and 6 to watch. This is Ndaya Malunde of Namibia. $11.51 his lifetime best set this year. It's competitive compared to the rest of the field. They need to speed up a little bit. This is Bruno Araujo of Brazil. Saeed Al-Khaldi of Saudi Arabia. He's in lane 3. Vadim Trunov of Russia. Lifetime best set this year of 11.25. It's the 4th best in this. But watch out for Simon Patmore of Australia, bronze medalist in London. Season best was set this year. Silver medalist in London was Raciel Gonzalez Isidori of Cuba. He's already performed brilliantly and heroically this week. Andrejko of Sweden in 7.
Kom igen nu!
Derus of Poland. He's the fastest in the field. 10.91 lifetime best this year, and he's still been given a lousy draw in lane 8. But it's possible to win from here. First 3 automatically go through to the final, and that's the next 2 fastest losers. T46 world record is 10.72 set at the Paralympic Games of Barcelona 1992, the first one to be properly televised. I think there was 90 minutes highlights about a week later. Times have changed. Ndaya Malunde in 1, Araujo in 2, Al-Khaldi 3, Trunov 4, Patmore 5, Gonzalez Isidori 6, Ekom 7, Derus of Poland is in lane 8. First 3 will go through. But who will they be? Great start, Patmore in 5, and Derus in 8 is looking strong also. Derus coming well, and also Trunov. And the Cuban Gonzalez Isidori look like Derus, Gonzalez and Trunov in that order, and in a championship record time, unofficial, 11.12. Well, it was good and fast for a semi-final, and it's been rounded down officially to 11.11. Gonzalez given that. It's a good victory for the Cuban. It was very tight between the front three. And photo finish will show you that had Derris not looked around, then the championship record would have been his. Should have concentrated on his own race. He got through in second place, no worry about that. Derris had a better start. Would have been nice to have actually stayed on the previous shot there and followed them all the way through. But this will tell you an awful lot. Derris with the glance, he looked at the clock and he shouldn't have. Gonzalez Isidoria gets the championship record by 100th of a second. He should have dipped, he looked across. His coach will be furious, and if he's not, I am. Still, it's one of the times of his life. It's the second fastest championship run in history. The championship record was 11.13 set by Gourney in Christchurch 2 years ago. Gonzalez Isidoria winning, Derris in second place, Trunoff in third. And they're all very fast indeed. Personal best, area record for Ekholm, European record, because he's in a different category, T45. Championship record for Derris, by the way, in his own category. So it's not all bad. It's very, very good. But this is a world championship, and parasport wants to be treated precisely the same as athletics. So if Johan Blake did that and finished second, you would criticise him, and rightly so, so there's no reason why we shouldn't do it for Derris. But he did well. Championship record. Well done, son.
We're looking at the Greek competitor, Stylani Smagadi, which is currently in 5th place. And that was a jump of 4:41. So just having a look at the order here, this is Lenka Kajarska of Slovakia, lying 4th.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the scoreboard, the final result.
Being led by Nicole Rodomakina of Russia, ahead of Carly Beattie of Australia and Sheila Finder of Brazil. Away from Nascimento. And let's just see who got the 3rd place here. I think it was Ola Abidogan of Great Britain, being pushed on the line by Nosilenko of Russia. And the Frenchman, nowhere. I can only assume that he must have pulled a muscle or something. So Cole of Australia definitely through, Zhao of China definitely through. I think it was Abidogan, it's confirmed now, 11:34 of Great Britain. And he got ahead of the Russian, who was just 0.1 of a second behind him, Yuri Nosilenko. He'll have to wait and see. Zivan Smith of South Africa, the man with the sling, finishing in 5th position. In 6th, it was Tagawa Zhao in 7th, and in 8th place, the local boy, Arno Asumani. So the qualifiers, Cole of Australia, Nascimento of Brazil, Abidogan of Great Britain. Confirmation of the result, the qualifiers, Cole, Nascimento and Abidogan. What a great run from the Australian that was. My favourite guy, Nascimento, doing well to also qualify, and a great run from the Briton to get there. These are the four that go through, well, the 8 that go into the final. The confirmed as Rafael Gonzalez Isidoria with that championship record, Michael Derris also with a championship record because it's a different qualification. Gabriel Cole of Australia winning the 2nd semi-final, but 3rd fastest overall, Vadim Trunov and Nascimento. And we've just come away from that because we've got to sneak in another medal ceremony.
Yes, this will be for the women's Javelin F46, which was decided last night. It's great that so many nations have sent strong squads here.
Ladies and gentlemen, victory ceremony for the women's Javelin Pro F46.
We've had excellent crowds for the afternoon sessions. A full house here for the opening ceremony on Friday night. This was around 4,000 or 5,000. Go to a lot of events like the World Youth Championships, European Under-23s. Although I missed the recent European Under-23s in Finland, they tend to stage it in much bigger stadiums than this, get smaller crowds, so you just have a chasm of empty seats. It's been a good atmosphere here. They've judged it quite well. It's the women's javelin, the F46.
Bronze medalist representing Japan.
And Yukiko Kato of Japan picks up the bronze medal, 29.87 she threw. Came very close, we had here, to a new championship medal from the winner, who you can see in the background, but we'll come to her shortly. Kato did well for a major championship medal. It's her only event of the week, and it has been a fruitful journey. It's a long distance to come for just a few hours of sport in the end, but it paid off, and she's the bronze medalist. The rest of the presentation, you could almost say it's Christmas come early. Holly Robinson gets the silver for New Zealand. It's a personal best of 34.37.
And very much like at Christmas, we're about to see the holly being decorated. Bit of silver tinsel for that holly, and the other holly will get a bit of gold trimming. Lyon the Lion for Holly Robinson, silver medalist, women's javelin throw. And the reason we keep saying Holly and Holly is because the gold medalist is called Holly as well. Holly Arnold, slightly different spelling, I-E. There's the Brits in the crowd giving her a big cheer. That was Hannah Cockcroft we just saw shouting out in the crowd, who's won a couple of gold medals herself. And it's gold for Holly Arnold. In what was a very good competition in the end. Holly Arnold, the new gold medalist in the women's javelin.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you're able for the national anthem of Great Britain.
Mesdames et messieurs, merci de vous lever si vous le pouvez pour l'hymne national de la Grande-Bretagne. Mesdames et messieurs, les médailles mondiaux.
Holly Arnold, God save the Queen. Great games for Great Britain so far. The whole nation revitalised with the news that we have a new heir to the throne. The birth of a baby boy for Prince William. But lots of kings and queens of the track being crowned here today. Let's go to long jump. This is Sheila Finder of Brazil.
Last jump in this. Currently lies in third place. Needs an improvement on 5.13, but it would need to be a major one because she's 60 centimetres behind the silver. And at the moment, the gold medalist from London and Christchurch is set to win gold here, and the silver medalist from both events due to do the same here as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, victory ceremony for the men. 10,000 meters.
Now the final medal ceremony of the day is coming up also, which means there'll be a slight delay on the last two jumps.
It's an exciting finish though. Carly Beattie of Australia at the moment in silver, and Nicole Rodomakina of Russia in gold.
Well, just look at that. I mean, it's tremendous all the way along. 6 jumps, and there's only 17 centimetres between them. And there's loads in the IAAF circuit who would kill for something like that. But this was the first event of the day. It was the men's 10,000 metres T12 final. And I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever seen a race like this in my life. Gustavo Nieves Campello takes the bronze medal for Spain. A little bit outside his season's best, but all he had to do was keep going. 4th place, I felt he was so far back that he just pulled out with around 5 laps to go, that he was not going to win a medal. And that was very much that.
Silver medalist representing Algeria.
Would have been interesting to see if he'd, say, pulled a hamstring with a couple of laps to go, and he could have hobbled round and had a ridiculously long time, but still won the bronze medal.
Nassereddine Kafas of Algeria gets the silver, despite being lapped by the eventual winner. Nieves Cabello had been lapped 3 times, and the back marker, I think, had been lapped 4 times by our eventual winner before he said, do you know what? There are better things I could be doing this morning.
He'd had enough. He was such a long way behind, and I think he didn't want the indignity of keep being lapped by the man we're going to see.
Performance was incredible. So that's 2 medals this week for Kafas, a bronze and a silver, and 2 medals for this man. He won gold in the 5,000 metres. Won gold in the 10,000 in exactly the same way. The gun went, he shot off, led after 50 metres and didn't lose that lead at all. And he lapped everybody at least once. Elamine Chentov of Morocco, new world record, 29 minutes 38.85, which would have been good enough to get him in the field for the IAAF World Final in Daegu.
Président, courage, et je te dis bonne chance à toi. C'est d'accord, ça gagne.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you're able for the national anthem of Morocco.
And for the second time for this athlete this week, the Moroccan national anthem for Elamine Chentov.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world champion medalists.
Well, he just keeps doing it, and there are other events in which he can claim gold this week. So far, he has 2. And the way he has done it, going solo, rocketing away at the gun. Absolutely remarkable triumph. And that, one of the stories of the week. Well, I have to tell you now, all the action in this morning's session is now over. We've had 7 gold medals decided this morning. Been a few we've had to dip in and out of, but we will catch up on what's been happening elsewhere across the field.
Just get the shot to them as they leave there. Chentov, a phenomenal athlete with his 2nd gold of the games. And as soon as they're off, we're going to tell you what's happened in the long jump, which we were waiting to see Carly Beattie and Nicole Rodemakina. And they both got no jumps on their last jump. So that means that this lady is the winner from Russia, Nicole Rodemakina, with a personal best of 5.92, which was actually her middle jump, her 3rd jump. So let's have a look at the 3 medalists then. This is Sheila Finder of Brazil, and her 1st jump was her best jump, and this was measured at 5.14, and for a while that put her in the lead. Very, very emotional lady. All of her jumps were around about the 5 metre mark, but that was the best of all of them. The first, she couldn't improve on it. Gets a hug from friends and family and members of the Brazilian team. Sheila Finder, the bronze medalist in the T46 women's long jump for athletes with arm impairments.
Well, I keep reiterating how well she did consistently. Sheila, find it, and there's
she's crying.
the emotion coming now. So Carly Beattie, silver in the last 2 major championships, and now 3 in a row of those. Her best jump coming in the second round, 5.75. She had 18 more centimeters to try and find to get the gold, and 3 costly fouls as well. So it is silver for Australia for Carly Beattie. Christchurch, London, and now Lyon. And the main reason for this, by the way, is this lady. Gold in Christchurch, gold in London, gold in Lyon for Nicol. Rhoda McKenna, personal best, 5.92. And that was the high peak of the day. It was her only leap that would have been good enough to win her gold. And she does it again. And that is a new championship record by exactly 1/4 of a meter. So Rhoda McKenna gets gold for Russia, Beattie silver for Australia, and find keepers for Brazil for the bronze.
So it's been a great morning with loads of medals. It'd be interesting to have a look at the medal table now. We've seen Ukraine going well, Britain going well, but it's the Russians now in the lead with 8 gold medals, 6 silvers, 6 bronze. Great Britain in second, 7 golds. United States with 7 golds, but not as many silvers. Brazil going well, they've got 7 golds as well. Then it's Ukraine on 6, Germany and Poland on 4, and China with 3 gold medals.
Rhoda McKenna providing Russia's 8th gold medal of the Games. So Morocco, Britain, Germany, Latvia, Brazil, Russia with the 7 gold medals this morning. We're doing it again today. 16 golds in the afternoon session.
See you at 3:30.
Au revoir.
Claro, exatamente isso.